let's talk about body counts, and yes, I'm talking about that kind of body count. Ayo guys, something that really caught my eye while watching Spy X Family was, damn, Yor has been an assassin since she was little. I couldn't stop thinking how she got into that line of work, who trained her, but most importantly, how many people has she murdered? And Yor loves to murder too, so it's gotta be an insane number. Like, imagine asking Yor for her body count, but she answers with the amount of people that she murdered, but you were actually asking how many people she's been with, and you're terrified by the large number, and then you figure out she meant by that she murdered all those people, and now you're gonna die because I'm pretty sure she's not gonna let you leave with that kind of information. And while the topic of how Yor became an assassin and a really good assassin is, I am an anime only watcher and I haven't read the manga, so I don't have any more information on the matter. But don't worry, while I was wondering all this, something bigger, and I mean bigger, caught my eye. What about Loid in all of this discussion? What is his body count? And no, I'm not talking about people murdered, so let's watch and read closely to this scene.
俺はウェスタリス一の諜報員黄昏。これまで任務で数々の女性と関係を持ってきた。キスの一つや二つで作戦が円滑に進むの。
We see here that Loid has openly admitted to using women in the past for his missions. First off, Loid is a baller, yo. And secondly, he's a hoe. So what is his body count? And if it's high, stay the away from Yor. Leave that precious angel. No. Innocent. No. Pure. No. Just leave that virgin alone, bro. So let's think about this. Yor is confirmed to be 27 years old, and let's just say she has no experience in the way of lovemaking. And Loid has to be at least 28 because I'm assuming he was 18 when he joined WISE, because it's been confirmed that he's been a spy for 10 years. And let's say he's been doing these kinds of missions for that long. He has 10 years of experience. So I guess you could say Yor is in good hands. I am not here to shame Loid, I'm just here to find out what that number is. Remember when that bitch-ass coworker of yours tried to shame her in front of everyone at the party to say that she was possibly a sex worker, even though technically what she was actually doing was murdering people? Loid stands up for Yor, saying that she had to sacrifice herself for her brother and that he respects that, comparing her to himself and the sacrifices he's done in his line of work. Yes, sacrifices my ass, bro. You were having fun. But it's fine, let Loid have his fun, because when he is outside of a mission, he ain't out here playing the game, because Loid has been shown not to be so trustworthy of anyone, and is probably just a workhorse, meaning that he does not have a life outside of being a spy. Throughout the first season, all we've seen Loid do is just work. In episode 12, we see Loid pick up so many missions and finish them all so he can finally be free enough to take out his Forge family, the Forgers, out to an outing, and he was exhausted by the amount of missions he had to complete, and if we go by how popular of an agent Twilight is, he has a high success rate. And another bit of information that we learned through the anime and manga is that his agency even knows his undergarment of choice. Now why would they know that? We see him in the first episode discard of a woman he is done with because his mission was done, and it didn't seem like that was the first date. He probably took that mission all the way home. And immediately after, Loid is selected for the biggest mission yet, to form a fake family with a wife and a child to get close to his targets. So this boy obviously knows how to handle a woman and now has to be entrusted with a child, but the most important thing is that it's another woman that he has to focus on this mission, so he needs a massive restock of underwear since he seems to be smashing all the damn time on these missions. And don't you forget to smash the like and subscribe button and get me to 1,000 subscribers so I could get my first Stella. Thanks. And another thing is that Loid is seen as a handsome man, as pointed out by his neighbor, but also by how easy it was for him to bag these baddies. Not to say Yor is shallow, but it's easy to say yes to that face when asked to form a fake family. Then again, she was so desperate to get a cover since she's an assassin, so maybe she would have said yes to even me. A boy can dream, can't he? And there might be some fans that might want to believe that Loid is a virgin because of how timid he can be around Yor, but we know Loid is definitely not. Okay, definitely might be strong, but I'm pretty sure he isn't. He was dating that girl at the start of the series, and he knew where all of her moles were, which means that he's seen her naked enough times to learn So that seems like enough proof for me. So we can tell that Loid is pretty popular around women, but one difficult thing to find out is how many missions has he been on and how many revolved around a woman, and it's impossible to tell. But that's what we're going to try to find out today. So I read that he was a soldier at the age of 16 and no other information was given until the time he joined LOID'S. And can we hit this video with a like, because I am an anime only watcher at the moment and I pretty much spoiled myself for Lloyd's backstory to find out all this information. I was trying my best not to see everything, but you know, I wanted to know some age points, like some important timeline points. I did this for you guys, even though you guys never asked for this. But back to the more important information. So let's just say that Loid joined LOID'S when he was 18 and he's been in the organization for 10 years, so that means he's close to the same age as Yor. You know, he's 28, she's 27. And if it's true that the author confirms him being 28, we're around the same ballpark. So when Loid was a soldier at the age of 16 and thereafter, let's just not assume anything, he was a little boy, but when he was in LOID'S in 18, he was ready to mingle. But now into the difficult question of how many missions is that? Does Loid take on a mission every day? His current big mission is obviously Operation Strix, but even then he is still taking on missions. And if we go off of Japan work culture, which I know might totally not relate to the world of Spy X Family since I am assuming that it's based off of Europe, but in Japan culture is not known for taking breaks, and especially a 2-week break does not exist there. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It's kind of frowned upon, so that kind of sucks. But you know, Japan's got a lot of other cool stuff, you know? But let's just assume and base it off where the author lives and go off of that. In 2021, the average number of days worked in Japan was 17.7 per month, remaining at the same level compared to the previous years. Let's just go ahead and round that up to 18. 18 times 12 equals 216 work days in a year. Oh, but let's not forget about Golden Week, where everyone gets at least 1 week off during the year. But even then, Loid would not take a day off even when he wants to, so let's not add that to the equation. So let's stick with 216 times 10 years, which comes out to 2,160 missions. Is that too much? Too little? Fuck it, let's just go with that number. But another thing is how many missions would be centered around romancing a woman. We're just gonna take the first season as a sample size, so during the first episode we see him finishing up a mission where he got intel from a woman, and his next mission was to start out a family and to get a wife. He seems to be a regular at romancing women. But if we count up all the missions throughout the whole season, I got to the number of 18. So let's just say 2 missions out of 18, and let's just round that down to 10% of missions where he has to seduce a target. So that brings us back to 216. All that math just to come back to 216, but hey, whatever. And let's just say that Loid is a thorough spy and lover and always completes his mission, so 216 is the number we get to. And that sure is a lot considering that he is someone who is most likely doesn't date and is not really trustworthy of anyone. But this number can either be too high or maybe it might be too low. Because if we use the average of days worked in the month in Europe, it's 24 to 27, and since Loid is a workhorse, it's definitely going to be 27. And if we use 27 workdays in a month and times that for the year, it equals 324, and no more math because we know that 10% of missions are seducing women. So either it's 216 or 324. Let's forget not to shame this man, because this man can't say no to a mission if it means to make a world safe or kids don't cry. So when he smashed all of his targets, don't forget that he did this for world peace. So let's salute the agent who works behind the shadows and under the sheets. And by the end of his current mission, it's looking like it's going to be 217 or 325. So let's just hope that that number never makes it to Yor, because who knows how she would react to that. Double digits can scare a lot of people, especially for the first time, but imagine triple digits? The man is experienced. And I know there's a scary variable of how many women he probably didn't sleep with, but I didn't want to do all that math. And you know, Loid is basically kind of like, you know, he's influenced by James Bond, and James Bond was so charismatic and, you know, he could get any woman that he wanted. And also, Loid is on record of saying that he will do anything to not have his mission compromised. So let me know what you guys think. Did we reach the correct number, or do you think Loid is a proper gentleman? Honestly though, for me, I think he's a hoe. City boys! But on the serious note, Spy X Family Part 2 can't come out soon enough because I am so excited to see it, and I'm making the most ridiculous topics on the matter. But hey, if you enjoyed the video and since you made it to the end of the video, don't forget to hit the like button so even more people can find out about Lloyd's body count and be confused by which body count we're talking about. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to help me reach 1,000 subscribers so I can get my first Stella. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, I appreciate you. And girls love Twilight too.